All right, into Star Pack, we get the triple mouse start, which is almost the perfect start. I think triple duckling would be the best. I actually had that the other day, but unfortunately that run went nowhere. So instead we're going with this one, and we get the salamander. Now, mouse has been changed, so I think when the update rolls out, I don't know when that will be, but I would imagine fairly soon, mouse will go back to the apple being free, but it replaces the shop, the food shop. So that would mean on turn 1, if you got the level 2 mouse, you would be able to immediately buy the apple anyway. So yeah, I don't think it has a huge implication for Star Pack, but clearly since there's no rabbit, Star Pack wasn't really benefiting from by selling mice and stocking the apples. So yeah, I think it's fair enough that it goes back to being free. And I think here, yeah, we're just going to spend the Kiwi cell immediately. Kiwi, another unit that's been seriously nerfed. It was clearly broken. But now it's going to cost you 5 gold for every strawberry buy sell, because you're going to lose the strawberry every time you sell the Kiwi. Which I think is, I don't know, I've got mixed feelings about it. It's okay in the sense that it stops you being able to just spam strawberry buy sell. You know, you buy the strawberry at the beginning, and there's no disadvantage to doing that because there's so many things that it enables. And then you're just able to get a pair for 2 gold over and over again. So yeah, I think a reasonable compromise was reached, although it does mean that the Kiwi is kind of anti-synergistic with some of the other strawberry pets like cassowary. I guess all of that will come out in the wash when Star Pack gets revamped sometime next year. So we take the level up on the panda, maybe a bit early. I could have saved it for turn 7 because there's lots of good stuff on turn 7. But we'll take the hawk. I think I was probably autopiloting a little bit, forgetting that this is a turn 1 tier 2, so I can't sell the salamander. I've been trying to get a bunch of 5s that I've never had in Star. Hawk is one of them. So, you know, leveling up on turn 5 and 6, try and get as many early hawks as possible is definitely something that I've been doing of late. And also looking for mantis sometimes, trying to do various stuff with mantis and orca. There are some, there's at least one very difficult bounty on the website that no one's been able to do, which is not surprising given that it requires getting specific things out of orca with mantis. But we get actually a lot of hawks here, so if I was going for a 5 hawks game, this would have been a really good start. And actually we get matched with Wombat going for 5 hawks as well, but with an eel carry and some capybaras there. I'm not sure why I swapped the stats over here. I guess I want to get the health onto the panda. I'm not sure if that was really worth it there, because, you know, it's better that the panda's giving more health to the salamander because it's going to be lopsided in terms of higher attack than health. But I think also at this point, clearly the orangutan by itself is not going to be good enough. Now, I think here we are actually going to lose, despite the fact that we removed the units at the back so that the anteater doesn't have anything to pass the ant buffs to. I feel like anteater, I think I mentioned it the other day, but it feels pretty overtuned for a tier 3. If you think about it, it's a 3-2 stat line, spawning a 1-1, so it's only, you know, it's the lowest possible stats it could spawn, but that 1-1 gives plus 3-3. So it's giving the value of a betta fish while also generating a summon for things like, you know, toad and vulture and so on. So yeah, there's a huge percentage of teams are playing anteater in Star Pack at the moment. So we did get the pepper onto the salamander, which is great. And I think here on this level up, I get reindeer. So I decided to do something a little bit unusual, which is completely abandon traditional wide scaling. So we're not going to keep the shoebill. We're not going to look for Komodo or Husky. We're just going to keep the 5 units that we have and buy equipment and food and levels only for the rest of the game, which is something I almost never do in Star Pack. most of the time, anytime you're going for these types of challenge teams, you must have wide scaling in this pack. It's such an unusual pack. Actually, there we just faced Wombat again. It's such an unusual pack in the sense that even if you get matched with like a summon opponent, you know, Vulture, Toad or something, that can very easily be a heavily scaled team as well. And there are also some other units that are kind of strange in that they cross over between different archetypes. You know, the saber-toothed tiger, for instance, clearly benefits from being heavily scaled, but also synergizes really well with summons. And yeah, I was about to buy the cucumber there, but it's turn 13 cucumber is probably not worth it. Having said that, I feel like I am going to buy a carrot fairly shortly, which is one of the worst perks in the game. I guess there's not really a whole lot you can buy for the reindeer, given that it's going to overwrite its own perk. I suppose you could put pepper on it to prevent it getting sniped. But yeah, I think I'm just going to take the carrot. I suppose it is kind of thematic, especially this time of year. And we buy the popcorn on the hawk just in case it's a tie. And, you know, this is the kind of team that you see all the time in Star Pack. You know, this team had, what was it, 2 tier 1s and a tier 2 there, plus double shoe bill and all strawberries across the board. So, you know, trying to compete with that when you're only buying food, it's, yeah, it rarely ever works out. But here we're hoping that the power of the reindeer having the melon is going to be good enough with the panda stats. So excellent here where we end up sniping the vulture. Another weird thing about this pack is that, you know, you can usually defend your vulture just by putting pepper on it. So hawk becomes almost completely irrelevant. And again, if you're just scaling, then the hawk is never going to be able to one-shot a vulture anyway, most of the time. But we really want to find the level 2 reindeer here. I'm not getting it, so we will just take the hawk since it does give a little bit of extra stats to the salamander. Another vulture team, but as you can see, you know, a little bit of scaling on it, it's impossible for the hawk to kill it. I guess we would need hawk plus puffin, or maybe a vulture of our own. But thankfully it's only a level 1 vulture, and we're now moving on to 9 wins. The salamander hasn't had a single level since the beginning, but we do finally get the reindeer, and I think, yeah, we'll just freeze that taco. Probably take the taco over the orange. And final opponent's actually a 4 squad, which is pretty unusual, and it's Leech plus Koala and Husky. Very strange team to face there, but the fact that they had no equipment, you know, meant that the reindeer had an absolute field day. So there we go, another turn 1 tier 2 done in Star Pack.